is better than what the FCC did because it comes out of the legislature. A. B, overall, it looks like a pretty fair, good bill that would protect the internet, but it's got some language that is not as good as what we had, no regulation, just a week ago. So see, I don't trust the snout, the proboscis, the strip mining nozzle of government being involved in the internet in any way. So that's the big issue there, and they've got all these fools to fight with each other on both sides of the debate, not realizing the whole thing is a fake debate. Government worldwide wants to control the internet because government is low in the polls, the lowest it's ever been since we've had polls the last 200 years, and across the world, not just here in the U.S., and mainstream media is collapsing and then collapsing again. Kind of like a sun will swell up and become a red giant for a while but not put off a lot of heat, and then it'll kind of implode into a white dwarf or a black dwarf or a red dwarf, depending on what type of gases it's mainly made up out of. And then finally, it just dies sometimes into a gas giant or into a gaseous remnant, or sometimes it explodes. You have a nova or supernova. And so you just keep seeing mainstream media collapse in on itself. Is it going to go nova, supernova, and blow up? Supporting incredibly horrible totalitarian policies in an attempt to maintain hegemon, and in the process blow up peace and freedom by backing tyranny? Or will you just admit that you screwed up and do like a lot of mainstream journalists that have been censored, just go start your own operation? You end up being more successful, reaching more people, and in a lot of cases making more money on your own than working for these big establishment systems. But instead, mainstream media across the gambit, across the field, is lining up to support censorship as if that's ever going to resurrect you. You know, I like to say it because it's true. All the king's horses and all the king's men can't put mainstream lying, deceiving media back together again. Even if you start telling the truth now, you are so discredited, you are so known to be frauds that no one is coming back to you. And the model of how you're designed and how you're built can't compete in the future, regardless. So you had a chance to have the internet empower journalism. Instead, you have just continued doubling and tripling and quadrupling down with new lies for old, and so you're discredited. The question is, what will these cornered miscreants do now? Well, they're calling to shut down their competition. That's what Media Matters and others are calling for. They're calling for going after anybody that's not a collectivist. And you've got the Republican leadership backing open borders and amnesty. You've got the Republican leadership backing this FCC power grab so that they can deny it. You've got good grassroots Republicans meaning well, bringing forward a bill that is much better than what Obama and the Republican leadership have done, and it's being decried by the establishment publications as a horrible power grab. And, of course, Comcast, who's been a villain in all this and wants to destroy net neutrality for their own aims, of course they're backing this because this takes them out of the regulatory hegemon, the regulatory umbrella, the regulatory universe of the FCC. But we don't want the FCC over the internet, and we don't want Comcast either. But the language isn't in here, from what I've read, to empower Comcast. So again, it's a delicate issue. We wouldn't need this bill if we didn't have the FCC power grabbing right now. So that's where I stand on that. I'll detail it more coming up. The really big news we'll cover first when we return. Alan Greenspan warns stocks are without a doubt extremely overvalued. Annual rate of increase in entitlements of 9% per year. That dovetails with Lord Rothschild yesterday, warns investors of the most dangerous geopolitical situation since World War II. That's all up on Infowars.com. And meanwhile, feminism is being pushed as a way to just demonize any normal human activity and declare normal human activity mentally ill and deranged. Eating 3 meals a day declared racist by Mother Jones Magazine. Dogmatic adherence to mealtime is anti-science and racist. Close quote. Stay with us.
You hear about it every day. Another shooting where innocent people lose their lives. The best insurance is being prepared. Give your loved ones the safety they deserve with a bulletproof backpack. Independently tested to withstand a .357 and multiple other calibers. Perfect for students, commuters, anyone. Shield yourself and your family. Call 8445-BULLET. That's 8445-BULLET, or see the proof at bulletproofbp.com. Bulletproofbp.com. We've got your back.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
Sold out for weeks due to the difficult and extensive proprietary process behind its creation. The exclusive InfoWars Life Secret 12 formulation is now back in stock. This ultra-clean vitamin B12 nutraceutical has been carefully crafted and developed over the last 2 years and is based on cellular science of how your body actively absorbs essential nutrients. Most forms of vitamin B12 are highly processed and synthetic and could not be properly absorbed by the body. Secret 12 is a binary of nutramedical grade, bioavailable coenzyme forms of B12, methylcobalamin, the same kind used in B12 injections, and adenosylcobalamin, the most bioactive form that has been created with our proprietary process. Secret 12 is taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Discover the secret. Secret 12. Supplies of Secret 12 are very limited. Secure yours today at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
As the New World Order continues to tighten its grip on every facet of our lives, we're all asking ourselves, how can we maintain our independence? The answer is clear. Get prepared, and you get prepared now. Now the only question left is, where do we begin? My Patriot Supply is here to help. Call 800-247-3070 to get started with your 72-hour emergency food supply for only $10. We're even covering the cost of shipping. Are you willing to rely on the government and FEMA in the event of an emergency? Call 800-274-3070 to get started with your 72-hour emergency food supply for only $10. You won't be able to find this deal online, and there is a strict limit of 4 per caller, so don't wait. Call now, 800-274-3070. That's 800-274-3070. Call right now.
I'm really glad my buddy Mark turned me on to Guns80.com. I got to tell you, I didn't want to buy any more firearms. I didn't want a paperwork trail headed back to Big Brother. I want 100% privacy. I want to be an invisible gun owner. Hello? So Mark says, hey, Guns80.com, Ghost AR-15. Ghost means invisible. Get it? Ghost AR-15. Guns80.com. I got a couple, if you know what I mean. Go to Guns80.com or call 844-2GUNS80.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. SilverLungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at SilverLungs.com. That's SilverLungs.com.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Islamic State bulldozes ancient Assyrian site in Iraq, some of the most ancient statues and ruins in the world, and the United Nations, UNESCO, has called it a war crime. You know what? I don't like archaeological sites being destroyed, but I think the war crimes, the Christians getting killed by the hundreds of thousands and the non-radical Muslims and our government funding and financing it, anybody who thinks we're safe and aren't in the hands of total criminals, just understand our government's involved in that. Unprecedented evil. There were huge congressional hearings. People got in big trouble when the U.S. backed Saddam nerve gassing the Kurds. That was a few thousand people. Now it's just Katie bar the door, go wild, anything goes, incredibly immoral. I want to open the phones up on this Friday edition specifically on what do we do about the presidency becoming a dictatorship officially. I mean, it's Andrew Napolitano, it's the head of the NRA, Wayne LaPierre, it's Jonathan Turley, a liberal constitutional law professor. Obama is a dictator now. Again, doesn't mean he's going to stay in office. It means he's setting the precedent that if you can get elected, you can be dictatorial, no checks and balances. And what do we do about the Republican leadership backing it? Well, we back the Republican and Democratic freshmen that have been fighting some of the tyranny, mainly Republican, and we make a run at Boehner, who's just a horrible best buddies with Obama, and is the reason that we elected all these Tea Party people and they can't get anything done because the committee chairman system, again, dictatorial, centralized, autocratic, authoritarian, despotic, is blocking it. It's outrageous. They're shutting down a coal power plant, the newer ones, every week. Power prices just go up and up and up and up and up. We can't even compete and produce cheap electricity so factories can be here, for heaven's sakes. China opens 3 a week. Right there is high treason. Foreign enemies couldn't do this to us, okay? I mean, we are just being annihilated, for heaven's sakes. They don't teach reading, writing, and arithmetic in public school. They teach now, call it polyamory. What's it called? I saw it in the news just a minute ago, where 3 people marry, 3 men, 3 women, 3 whatever. Next, it's marry your dog. It's all about weirdness. You've got a right to have the government pay for a sex change, but you do not have the right to not have foreign banks sign you on to 2,000 quadrillion and start training the military for martial law. I mean, we're all being screwed over right now, and we're busy having Michelle Obama say, don't say the word bossy, it refers to women, when she's being a big bossy control freak who tells school kids nationwide dictatorially what they're supposed to eat. We're not in a free republic anymore, and the last vestiges of it are being flushed down the toilet by a bunch of crazy, aberrant, control freak scumbags. So, what do we do about it? What are you doing about it? I want to hear from you. And what do you think the next shoe to drop is with all this out-of-control orgy of power grabbing by these bug-eyed nuts? 800-259-9231. 800-259-9231. Then I got this news. Every time Greenspan starts talking like this, get ready for the 2007-2008 bubble burst. This bubble now is much bigger, much nastier. Even though I don't like the bubble and like fiat currency, I don't want it to bust. I don't want to see people not having money and not doing well after we've been maneuvered into this fake fiat economy, living off foreign goods, breaking the back of the American people so they can basically humiliate us and make us dependent on them and take our pride and decency away from us. I just can't believe how really evil the globalists are. I mean, they really are trash. Dovetailed with U.S. debt limit to hit in 10 days. Can we cue up for the next segment Obama saying raising the debt doesn't raise it? I think it's that everything's awesome clip, or it's the one with all his lies. Not all his lies. We need a new Obama tape that's just all the lies. I mean, I know it would take 10 hours, but maybe the top 20 or something. Alan Greenspan warns stocks are without a doubt extremely overvalued. Really? You think so at 18,000? Why has the stock market doubled just the last few years? Because of fiat currency chasing it. It's a bubble. Annual rate of increase in entitlements of 9% per year. People send me emails going, man, don't talk bad about it. Sure, it's a bubble, but it's all we got. And what, do you want it to collapse? No, I don't want it to collapse. But we've got to be more than a one-crop economy of fiat paper, or when stuff goes belly up, which it will historically. You think the Depression was bad with most of the public self-sufficient, it's going to look like Dawn of the Dead out there. The elite, and that's in our article from yesterday, are building secret airstrips and stuff in the middle of the Arctic and Australia and stuff. I was told by billionaires and people 5-6 years ago, buddy, if you're smart, get out. The elite are hanging off helicopter skids to get out of here, like it's Saigon, 1975, telling you and me everything's fine.
The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio